when we think about geoponics, when we think about growing plants in soil, and we think about the etymology of the word geo and the fact that geo means earth, earth means soil, our connection to the earth is the soil. When we look at the dynamics of climate change and the water cycle and nutrition and food, at the core, I feel like any conversation around scaling soil comes down to the application of your product. So if you talk to people that are in the compost business, if you talk to people that are, making growers mixes and compost teas and soil amendments and that kind of thing, the challenge is the application. If you're a forester, you're unlikely to put a couple inches of compost on top of your forest. If you're a field farmer, there's a lot that goes into, treating soil at scale, the pain of, rotational grazing and cover crops and, native grasses and et cetera, trying to bring back, the richness that the soil, had before we started, throwing fungicide into it by the plane load. And so, in general, I think GeoGrow presents a really unique opportunity to do the things that I heard a few people referencing earlier, not only the correlation between living soils, but the right kinds of living soils with the right kinds of microbiology, and then looking at, plant expression, genetic expression from the seed up on a real-time basis, really truly being able to curate the growth of specialty crops for nutrient density, for color, for flavor, for size, being able to work with plants, not against them, build for plants, not for maximization of production. And so, our whole approach to agriculture focuses on what the plants want. What's the best input and environment for, this plant or this mix of plants. And then really working with buyers for, what is the best case scenario plant for you, for your chefs, for this situation.